everyone to the special preview, and also welcome to the world of historic movies, to the world of costumes and wigs. Thank you very much for being here, and I'm very proud to announce Miroire period instruments and voices today. And this is the second installation to our Orchestral Perspective series. And like with Tallinn, also Miroire is very focused on a very specific musical style, and it offers all instruments and everything you need to write in this certain music style. And it is Miroire is pretty much inspired by the music of Bach, of Handel, but also a little bit by Max Richter's Vivaldi Recomposed, because what he made is to take this this period sound world and to put it into a contemporary context. And this inspired us also to do something like this in a kind of a library. And it offers basically a full Baroque orchestra and also a Baroque choir, but through the lens of modern music production. And therefore, for us, the most important step was to design everything in a way that it is very accessible for you to use in your DAW. But before I talk too much, let's dive into it to explore some of the patches. So as I mentioned, it's part of the Orchestral Perspective series, and when we open the browser tab now, we see we have strings, Baroque violins and Baroque violas. By the way, those Baroque violins are quite different from the modern orchestral violins because the strings are different. Also when it comes to the individual woodwinds and also the brass, especially the woodwinds, they have way less mechanics, and also the brass, the horns and trumpets, they don't have velvets. So therefore the sound is quite different from the modern instruments, and we did not just capture the musical style of Baroque music, we really recorded everything on historic instruments, on Baroque instruments. Maybe let's start over with the strings. For the low strings, we have this basso continuo section, which is quite a common combination in Baroque music, which consists out of bass, cello, but also bassoon is in there. Maybe let's load this as a first patch. Now let's add some staccato violins, and the interesting part is even on those very basic articulations like staccato that we have in all the other libraries as well, it sounds so much different. I route them now also to the same MIDI channel like the basso continuo section, and also I will limit the playing range because we have some overlap now of those two instruments, so I will limit this so that we have a clear split in between the high strings and the basso continuo. Now let's listen to how it sounds. So you hear how different the intonation reacts, and also the string sounds way more silky. Also when we load just some sustains of the Baroque violins, you hear there's just a very little vibrato going on. And this makes those violins so special and so different from regular orchestral violins. Maybe focus a little bit more on the very typical Baroque articulations, because in Baroque music it's not very common to have those very expressive legato lines or melodies on top. Especially when we are talking about legato, everything is more kind of bow change, détaché, maybe fingered legato, a little bit more agile. There's not so much happening in between the notes compared to romantic orchestral music. A very typical thing, of course, is just marcato. So maybe I load in some articulations, Baroque violins, and also maybe marcato short of Baroque violas, and again our basso continuo. I route everything to MIDI channel 1 so that we can just combine this to one section. I limit the range again of basso continuo so that we don't have this overlap. And now let's listen to how it sounds. So even on marcato, and you straight see how this could brilliantly work in any kind of historic film scene. Yeah, let's dive a little bit, or let's talk a little bit about legato in general. So we have recorded two types of legato for the high strings. So one is has a lot of bow change in it, because this is quite typical also for this kind of playing style, that they do a lot of bow changes when they play different lines, and that's how it sounds in Mira. Also here you recognize very little vibrato, a very silky tone. Now let's compare this with the fingered legato, which we have recorded especially for those kind of agile moments where you have a lot of movement in different melody lines. Wonderful. You already hear how perfect the agileness is with the legato, and this is what we really tried also when we captured those legato transitions, to do them with a certain speed, with a certain energy that is very typical for this musical style. Let's listen to the violas fingered legato. How did you get also an impression about this? Very nice. By the way, we will also work right now or in the upcoming days on a very in-depth walkthrough. So right now we'll just give you, as we mentioned, a short preview into what you can expect from Mira. We will also right now launch the product page. So probably when you go to orchestraltools.com, you will find the Mira product page with a lot of more audio demos to hear all those things in context. And yeah, you will also find quite soon there the walkthrough where we show you all the different instruments and all the different articulations. By the way, topic articulations, when I just talk about this, for the strings we recorded a lot of different ornaments because this is also very unique to this kind of style. So let's load in some ornaments to show you which kind of variety Mira offers here. So first of all, this is one of the first ornaments. It's the second ornament. Now, let's take a closer look at what we have with the individual woodwinds and brass. So first of all, yeah, I really love this kind of alto recorder that we have recorded here. Would like to show this to you. Also here, the legato has a very agile feel and it's very playable. Wonderful note, wonderful sound, and also, I mean, you hear how different this sounds from regular flutes in a regular orchestra, in a modern orchestra. This is really a recorder sound. Is so different. Also very typical for this kind of sound is, of course, the those Baroque oboes, especially oboe d'amour. So I will show you the oboe d'amour as well. Also, this has quite a very bright tone compared to a modern oboe. Yeah, very nice sound here as well. And when it comes to the French horns, we also have this very typical Baroque horns. I can show you this. You can, by the way, you can also map the different articulations to key switches quite easily by just dragging them and organizing them in a way how you would like to see it. I would like to have staccato now on C and marcato on C sharp to control via key switch, and yeah, that's how it sounds. And we also recorded a second Baroque horn. And the nice thing about this is you can simply build your own ensemble out of it by just using the same MIDI channel again. Maybe also to give you just a little impression about Mira, I would like to also play some notes on the Baroque choir. And for the Baroque choir, we really contracted choir singers who are used to sing a lot of Bach music and sacral music. So let's open the choir. We have the female choir as well as the male choir. And also the syllables that you hear are pretty much inspired by German kind of syllables. So also to fulfill this entire musical style here. And beside that, we also have the male choir, also syllables long. Of course, we will show you way more instruments and patches in our walkthrough, but for me it was just important to give you kind of a first preview into how Mira sounds. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you very much for being here, and see you soon. Bye bye.